Hi, my name's Ashley from Kalimukti, and today we're going to go through a 30-minute Pilates practice. So at the moment we have live classes on offer that you can do from your home. We have a range of yoga, different styles, hatha, jivamukti and vinyasa, which are all fine for beginners. And then we have a couple of Pilates classes too, as well as a prenatal class. So the classes start from £4, and today is just a taster so that you can see what the classes involve. We're going to move slowly with control, and we're going to look to lengthen and strengthen the entire body with a specific focus on the center, so moving from your core. So when you're ready, we're going to make our way to lie on our back, and we're going to start by tuning into the breathing. So in Pilates, the breath is really important. You want to focus on breathing laterally and on your exhale, pulling in through your center. So let's just come to a comfortable position. We're going to lie down. Bring your feet quite wide, and then just allow your knees to roll in so that your lower back feels quite relaxed. And then just take a moment to scan the body. Make sure you're softening into the ground, so you might just take a moment to reach your arms down the side. Make sure you're not gripping or holding through the lower back. There's a natural curve in the lumbar spine, and your shoulders are wide, and your shoulder blades are heavy into the ground or mat. From here, we're going to invite the eyes to close and start by tuning into your breath. Take a few full breaths just to settle the body into the present. Then we're going to bend the elbows and take our hands to our rib cage. So as you breathe in, you're going to direct the breath in through your nostrils. And you're going to allow your lungs to inflate, so you're pushing your rib cage into your hands. So inhale, lungs inflate, that expands the rib cage. And as you breathe out, find pursed lips. So make a small hole between the lips so you can really concentrate the breath on the way out. Inhale, breathing into your lungs, and out through the lips. So take 4 more breaths, just focusing on where the inhale is traveling. So sometimes if we feel rushed or stressed, the breath is quite high, almost it feels like it's in the shoulders and in the collarbones. We're trying to bring the breath down into the base of your lungs, but not too low that we disturb the belly on your breathing. So focus on the side of your rib cage swelling on your inhale. And on your exhale, just observe the rib cage softening. Once you finish that breath, slide your hands to your tummy. Bring your knees to face up now, so heel toe your feet in so they're at hip distance. And now we're going to focus on the exhale. So as you breathe in, the breath is still up into my lungs. And as I breathe out, I'm pulling my belly button in. I'm bringing my waist in. And it feels like all the muscles of my abdominals and my transverse, all the muscles around my core are hugging that lower back. Let's take 2 more breaths. So into the lungs. And then exhale, waist, navel's pulling in, and also your pelvic floor is pulling up. So the bones of my pelvis is not moving too much. I'm keeping quite still. I'm just connecting through the muscles. So it feels like a pull from all directions that meets just behind the belly button. One more breath. Then the pull from your tummy is going to pull your lower back down. So now I've rocked my pelvis back and my lower back is imprinted into the mat. From here, I'm going to keep that lower back pushing into the ground, and I'm going to roll up from the base of my pelvis. So I'm not lifting my hips, but I'm trying to curl my sit bones, the base of my pelvis, up. As I start to lift, I can push into my heels so my hips start to rise. And then drift the energy into your knees so your spine feels long. You're not collapsing onto your shoulders too much. Let's inhale at the top. And then reverse your articulation. So now moving from your top spine, slowly feel each vertebra. And then inhale to relax when your spine is back into neutral. Exhale, imprint the lower back. Scoop up from your base. And then start to drift the knees away from you so your spine feels long. Inhale at the top. Take the opportunity to squeeze your glutes. And then roll down from your upper back. Try and keep your hips steady, so notice any sways as you roll through. Good. We're going to meet at the top, so exhale to imprint. Rolling all the way up. And this time we're really going to spread the palms, push your hands into the mat, and bring your feet close towards you so that you can really feel quite steady in the feet. On your inhale, you're going to float one knee up. Try not to shift the hips, but keep them in the center. And switch. Inhale, lifting, keeping your pelvis nice and still. And as you transition, you're peeling down through the foot. So toe, ball, heel. You're trying to cue your pelvis to be steady. So if it helps, you might want to bend your elbows and take your fingertips to the hips. So you're trying to keep that stability. We're going to do one more on each side. Squeeze the bums, especially as you transition, so when both feet are down. And then we're just going to roll down to reset the back. Good. On your next one, we're going to imprint the lower back, so rock your pelvis back, and then curl all the way up towards your bridge. Press the palms down, and this time you're going to float one leg up, point the toes, and really straighten the leg. Hollow out through the lower tummy so the leg feels lifted, and then flex your foot and draw a line towards the horizon with your heel. 4 more. Inhale, lifting. Keep your hips lifted and steady. Inhale, suck in through the lower tummy, and exhale, flex your foot and draw a line with your heel. Good, we're going to meet at the horizon. Point your toes and pulse. Pull the belly button in with every out breath. 2 more. Bend your knee and then slowly push those heels down so you can come back into that midline. In your own time, left leg floats up. Exhale, flex your foot and drift your heel towards the horizon. Think about a nice steady pelvis, so try not to let the hips sway from side to side. And then on the next reach, you're going to keep your toes pointed
and pulse. So that left glute is squeezing. Use your palms to keep your torso lifted. 8, 9, 10. Well done. Lower and then peel down through the spine. Well done. From here, we're going to slide the legs out long, point your toes and reach your arms over the head. So you're encouraging lots of length here. From here, we're going to slide the hands behind the head. Keep your neck nice and long. And then tuck your chin and gaze towards your belly button. Reach your feet away from the body and make sure you're pulling your tummy in and then you're just pulsing up. So look towards your tummy. You're trying to shorten the distance between your hips and your ribs, making sure your tummy doesn't bulge away from the spine, but it pulls in as you lift. Try and check into the movement coming from your center, and not the movement coming from your head lifting. We're going to do 4 more. And then you're going to roll all the way down. Take a nice big reach, point the toes. And then we're going to roll up. So we're going to inhale to prepare. You might need to bend your knees to help you up. You're going to circle the arms round. Lift up. Stack your spine, keep your toes pointed, and then fold. So take your time, keep your chest lifted. Gaze towards the horizon and then soften, bringing your tummy towards your thighs. Maybe just sliding your forearms under here so you've got contact. Well done. From here, we're going to rebuild the body. Flex the toes towards you and hover the arms towards the horizon. Retract your shoulder blades into the body and try and lift up into your rib cage. We'll breathe in to prepare. And then exhale, hollow out through the lower tummy. So you're moving back because your pelvis is tucking. Lower, gazing towards your tummy, trying to control the articulation down. And then float the arms overhead. Point the toes. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, circle. Lift up, raise your rib cage up, and then lean forwards. Try and lead with your heart so your spine is long. And fold. We're going to do 1 more. Inhale, flex your feet towards you. Retract your shoulder blades into the back body. And exhale, tuck under. So your sit bones are trying to scoop, your navel is pulling in. And you're reaching your arms overhead. Point the toes. Inhale at the top. Exhale, circle. Lift, arms raise. Take your rib cage up. And exhale, fold. From here, you might want to take a little shuffle back so you can start to tilt your sit bones behind you. Staying with your torso in a fold, you're going to reach your arms back so my palms are facing up. As I inhale, I'm going to raise my arms. I'm looking towards my feet. That's where I want to go for length. And then I reach my arms over, lengthen into that lower back and fold a little bit lower. So ideally, my spine never lifts. It just folds deeper with every out-breath. Inhale, thread the arms back, and exhale. 2 more. Keep that energy running into the tips of the toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Last one. Good. You're going to stay in your fold. Pick that left leg up and come all the way up and slowly down. From here, plant the hands on your hips. If it's hard to keep that left leg straight, you can bend your right knee. And you're going to start by drawing a circle with your toes on the ceiling. keep pulling into the toes. So you want that leg to be straight. If it's hard to keep the leg upright, you can always draw your circles lower. But again, we're trying to keep your pelvis still. One more circle. Connect with your waist and coordinate that lower abdominal. And then circle in the opposite direction. Soften your shoulders. Good, last one. And then switch sides. So zip the legs to switch. Again, if you need to bend that left knee, you can. Otherwise, you're drawing a circle. Try to make sure your kneecap faces you the whole time. And the hips don't want to know about this movement. So try and contract through your lower tummy. Use your hands to help you to make sure you're keeping that endurance running through your center. So you're keeping your core connected. And in the opposite direction. 4 more. You can go fuller with your circle, but make sure your torso isn't swaying from side to side. So use your waist and then hug both knees into the body. Well done. Soften your shoulders, maybe close off your eyes as you just have a couple of full breaths. And then you're going to take your hands to your left shin or knee and take that right leg out to straighten. Bring your awareness to your lower back and you're trying to bring that lower back down into the floor. Then by using this left shin, you're going to pull in with your tummy and curl your head, neck and shoulders up. Try and make sure your shoulders are square to your hips. So you're coming up in the center and then lower that right leg. We're going to pull in here and curl up. Make sure as you curl up, you're bringing your tummy in towards your spine. 1 more here, we're doing 6. And then switch sides. Gaze to the tummy, make sure you're pulling all the way in towards that spine. And then we're going to go into double pulse. So exhale, exhale, and switch. Reach out for length in that straight leg. So really reach towards the horizon with your toes. Tuck your chin and breathe out for 2 pulses. 4 more. Last one. Well done. Hold on to the back of the legs and we'll just take a few gentle rocks up and down. So nothing too structured. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep your gaze in the center and just use the floor to massage your spine. If that sensation of rolling back feels a bit too challenging, then you can take smaller rocks just on your lower back. Well done. At the top, we're going to come up and we're going to cross the legs. So I'm going to take my left leg forwards and I'm going to raise my arms, twist my body towards the right side and then plug my palms shoulder distance behind me. So as I plug the hands down, my body, the lower body rotates and I make my way into down dog. So downward dog looks a bit like a triangle from the side. Take time to pedal out the heels as you arrive, encouraging the chest towards your feet, so your spine is long. Then we're going to look forwards and then walk your feet up. You might go onto your fingertips so you have a bit more space. When your feet are hip distance, we're going to hang into our fold. So maybe just cup hold of your elbows here and let your crown feel heavy. Just take a moment to let your head revert the spine. So that synovial fluid is reverted. In your own time, you're going to release your arms and roll up one vertebra at a time. Well done. At the top, give those shoulders a nice shrug. And then we're going to step the feet out wide and make sure your toes are facing away from you. From here, you're going to bring your shoulders back. So as you bend your knees, you're pushing the weight into your little toes and you're making sure your knees don't roll in. From the side, I'm making sure I don't lean back with my hips and forwards with my shoulders, but instead I'm sliding my spine down like you're leaning against a wall so that my body is stacked and I'm really opening into those hips. From here, you're going to take it nice and low and then you're going to start to pulse. So squeeze to lower down and squeeze up. Breathing out as you lower. Stay nice and low, so try not to come up at all. Roll your shoulders back so your chest feels nice and open and keep that tiny tuck under through the pelvis so your spine is flat. If you're happy to add on, we're going to reach the arms out and take your palms down. Find energy into your fingertips so your arms are energized here. And then start by thinking of moving through the back of the shoulder blades. So you're going to squeeze your elbows in and then extend. Keep pulsing through the hips and rotating your palms to face up. So we're going to synchronize the breath. We're going to exhale to squeeze. 8, 9, 10. Stay low, bring your hands to the heart center and push the heel of your hands together so you can really feel those shoulders roll out wide. See if you can go lower for one more breath. And then push into your heels and slowly heel toe your feet into the center. Well done. From here, we're going to pour the hands down to the side of the body and bring your feet to hip distance. Take a moment to tune back into the breath. We're going to inhale to prepare and exhale, bend the knees and roll down. Watch that the hands come down at the same time. So you're just trying to find that symmetry. And then we're going to make our way onto the hands and knees. As you arrive, make sure the middle finger's facing forwards and your elbow creases are looking in at one another, into the center. Push the tops of your feet into the floor. As you push the feet down, you should be able to connect through the lower tummy. So it feels like you're hollowing out through the belly button, underneath the belly button. Then if you can, from here, as you breathe out, suck the belly button in, suck the waist in, and bring your knees up into a hover. And lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Make sure your spine is lifting up away from the mat. So you don't want your shoulder blades to be winging. You want your spine to be in line with your scapula. If you feel like you can add on here, you can float your right leg up into a heel push and then slowly come back down. We'll do 6 on the same side, so come up and then take that right leg up. Your toes are flexing down and lower. Control the movement, so it feels like you're moving through water. And that heel push, your foot is flexed down, so your toes are trying to look down towards the ground. and that helps you to really activate your glute.
For this last one, we're going to hold and we're going to pulse your heel up for 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Take your knees wide, big toes together, and then reach back with your sit bones for child's pose. So straighten your arms, bring your forehead to the mat, and then you might prefer to just soften at your elbows and relax into it. In your own time, we'll make our way back onto the hands and knees. This time thinking about the left leg finding lift. So push down with your right foot, left leg goes up, 90-degree angle in that knee. Breathing out. And relax. Keep revisiting that flexion through your ankle. So you're trying to dorsiflex your foot and then really squeeze your left glute. Control the come back down to the ground. Pull in through the lower tummy. And then we've got 10 pulses. Let's hold that position and pulse. If it's too strong, you can always lower that right knee. 9, 10. Well done. Take your knees wide and have a nice stretch here. If you want something a bit more active than child's pose, take your gaze to the top and think about drawing your collarbones down. Well done. From here, we're going to slowly keep your hands grounded. Think about the position of your elbows, and as you come forwards, squeeze your elbows in, and we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Good. Let's come into spine extension. So we're going to start with breaststroke prep. So we're going to take the legs long, bring your forehead to the mat, and slide your elbows into your waist. Take a moment here. Make sure your legs are central, so the back of your knee, the crease, is shining up. Your tailbone, your coccyx, is slightly tucked here. So if you take your awareness to your hip bones, you're not pushing your hips into the floor, but you're trying to lift the hips off the ground. Pull your tummy in, slide your shoulder blades down, and pull your crown towards the top of the mat. When you're ready, we're going to inhale to connect with that lower back, those extensors, and float your spine, forehead, chest, up. Reach into your toes, keep those legs active, and then lower your forehead to the ground. Inhale, floating up, coming into that back bend. And exhale, lower. As you lift, keep the back of your neck long. Remember, your neck is an extension of your spine, so try and keep that energetic line. And then if you can, start to now float the hands up with your trunk. So you really start to use that posterior chain, the back of the body, to bring you up into a light lift. Synchronizing the movement with your breathing. So inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Stay here if you want to. If you're ready to add on, then as you float up, you're going to extend your arms, keep your palms facing down. Make sure you don't drop with your back bend. And then you're going to squeeze your arms back. Squeeze those triceps into the side body.
Keep up in your back bend. And then plug your elbows in as you lower. Inhale brings you up into your lift and extension. And exhale, move from your scapula. So try and move from your shoulder blades. Keep that endurance running through the glutes, so keep squeezing your butt cheeks. And tuck and squeeze those little fingers into the side of the body. Let's do 4 more. If you can, see if you can float those legs up. Slowly controlling everything down. Inhale, lifting. Reach those fingers back towards your heels. Last 2. Inhale, see if you can float your chest a bit higher now and maintain that lift as you take your arms forwards. Good, last one, we're going to hold at the top. Reach your hands back and pull your fingers in the direction of your feet for 10. So lift the chest. 9. On 10, stay lifted. Plug your palms by your ribs. Squeeze your elbows in and push all the way back into child's pose. Just slowly round that lower back. Good. When you're ready, we're going to roll up 1 vertebra at a time. And we're going to bring the legs into a zigzag. So if you bring your knees together, we're going to lower the hips to the right and then bring that right leg in front of the body. As you arrive, try and sit heavy into both sit bones. If this knee comes up quite a lot, you can always prop something under, like a block or a book. Otherwise, hands down and pull up into the crown of the head. Tune into your breathing. And when the next inhale comes, float that left arm up. Plug your shoulder blade down away from your ear and then lateral flexion into that right side. Let the left sit bone feel heavy, so anchor down into your sit bones, but let the ribs come up and feel light. Good. Inhale back to the midline. And exhale, up and over. Good. 4 more. Well done. On this last one, you're going to rotate your body round with that right arm and then bring your left arm over to the top of your mat. Take your time to bring your left shoulder forwards and your right shoulder pulling back. So you're trying to square your chest off to the top of your mat. Inhale, we're going to extend our back. So push your chest forwards, lift your chin. And as you breathe out, pull your tummy in, tuck your pelvis, and maybe that front knee pulls up towards your forehead. Inhale, lower, back bending, so trace your gaze up. And exhale, round your back, gaze towards your belly. Inhale, keeping your shoulders square, so constantly pushing down into that right hand. Good. On this last one, we're going to remain in our rounded back and we're going to pull the tummy in and pulse the knee towards your nose for 10. 9, 10. And release.
Well done. Bring that left arm all the way up and over, and then swing your legs round to the right side. Good. Take some time to just anchor down into those sit bones. Find your fingertips so you have space to lengthen your spine. And then on your inhale, right arm is coming up. Squeeze your shoulder blade down and then lean, lengthening that space between your ribs and your hips. Inhale, come back. And exhale. Inhale, floating up. And exhale, leaning into that lateral side bend. Try and keep the sit bones, so the base of your pelvis, heavy. And it's more about length through this top side than trying to shorten the right side. This time we're going to float the arms up, rotate through the top of the body and bring your palms down to shoulder distance. Use your hands, so as you push into the floor, especially with that left hand, twist through the middle of the trunk. Inhale, look forwards and up. Tilt your chest, your rib cage up. And as you breathe out, tuck under from your pelvis. See if that left knee wants to float up. Inhale, extending your spine. And exhale, pulling your navel in to hollow out through the lower tummy. Synchronize the movement with your breath. Last one, we're going to hold and pulse. So belly button pulls in. Well done. From here, lower the knee. Draw that right arm all the way up and over. And then take your time to draw the legs forwards, and we'll roll back onto the spine to hug those knees in. Take a little rock from side to side. And then using the back of your legs, we're going to roll up and down the spine. When you're ready, this time we're going to cross the right leg in front of the left. Raise your arms and twist towards the left side. Take the hands all the way round, so my left hand plugs down, and then as I bring the right hand down, I let my pelvis twist, my legs unravel, and you'll find downward facing dog. Start to walk your feet up, take your time, and then giving your knees a generous bend, bring your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. Slowly let the weight of your hands drop behind the crown of your head and let your shoulders relax. Let the crown of your head feel heavy. If you want to, you can begin to straighten your legs slightly and transfer the weight into the balls of the feet. If the legs are quite straight, try and pull up through your kneecaps. One more breath. Then bend your knees softly and roll up one vertebra at a time. Well done. At the top, shrug your shoulders and bring your feet to hip distance. Well done. We're going to keep your spine quite straight, so pull up into your crown and then lower. So from the side, your spine stays flat. Try not to round your back. Bring your arms down, and then you're going to bring your hands all the way up, back, and behind you. Let's do 4 more. Inhale, keep your gaze forwards, reach your arms up, back, and around. Last 2. Maybe take your gaze back at the top so you open into your chest. Last one. Hold at the top, slide your hands down, and then just take a moment here to realign the body. So take your feet to hip distance, pull in through your center, and pull up into the crown of your head. Let's take 2 breaths to seal our practice. So breathing in through your lungs, and exhale to your center. Last one. Well done. Just relax, shake out any tension, move into your neck, your hands, your shoulders. Thank you very much for joining me.